Welcome to It's Happening in Grand Prairie, Texas. And we're very excited today. It's the season to be jolly, and we feel just very, very jolly today because we have the president of the Chamber of Commerce on board, and she is just really excited about the season and about all the things that are happening at the Chamber. Lynn McGinley, welcome.
How are
to the
you? It's
I'm
good
glad
to be
here.
Anywhere. Merry Christmas.
Yes, and you too. What's happening at the Chamber?
You know what? We're getting ready to celebrate our 65th anniversary
Of the Chamber of Commerce?
the Chamber of Commerce. We're so excited about that. So next year is going to be a fabulous year. We just had a great year celebrating the centennial of our city, and now we get to celebrate our 65th anniversary.
Yes, and isn't it wonderful how when you're having so much fun, you don't realize the time passes that way.
Oh, it does. I know, because, you know, about 5 years ago, I was at the Chamber at that time, and when we celebrated our 60th anniversary, we wrote all these retrospective articles on past presidents, and it was a wonderful experience, and I couldn't believe that this 5 years had passed now.
Yes, already.
So we're getting ready for next year.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Great things to come.
That's the first thing on the list, to say happy birthday to the Chamber one more time.
Thank you very much.
65 is a good year.
It is a good year. Yep. You know what? And now I'm going to thank my sustaining members because they're so incredible.
Aren't they wonderful?
They are. Encore Electric Delivery is our gold member, and let me tell you something. When we looked in our archives, we found that Encore, TXU, Energy, those companies are our members with 65 years of service. You know what that means?
Kidding.
They've been here since the beginning. That is incredible. And now they're still supporting us in such a great way.
Oh, yes.
So Buddy Bridges and all your guys at Encore, we appreciate you so much, and I just want you to know that. Our silver member, JMH Printing, Texas Trust Credit Union. Our bronze members, B. Dunn & Company, the City of Grand Prairie, Grand Prairie Ford, Haynes & Boone, Lockheed Martin Missile and Fire Control, Lone Star Park at Grand Prairie, Medical Center of Arlington, Nokia Theater at Grand Prairie, Sunbelt Self-Storage, the Texas Health Arlington Memorial Hospital, and the Thompson Group Classic Chevrolet.
I'm so surprised that the City of Grand Prairie was not wise enough to become a member of the Chamber of Commerce. They're 100 years old, and they had been 25
They would have been
years old.
35 years old at that time. Now, why
Yes.
were they not smart enough to join? Tell me that.
I'm so glad we got some smart ones there now that are members of the Chamber of Commerce. Isn't that good?
I'll tell you, we get great support from our city, and you know, a lot of people don't realize that we're not part of the city. We're a member-owned organization, but the City of Grand Prairie supports us in a wonderful way, and we appreciate that.
Yes, all right. But that was a good thought. If they had just been smart enough.
Well, I'm going to let you carry that message.
Yeah, I'll carry that message.
I don't think I'm going to be telling anybody they weren't smart enough. You know, our business exchange breakfast is December the 11th at 7:45. We have a great time at this morning meeting.
Is that bonding one?
That's that bonding one, yes. And last time that we had this meeting, we had a gentleman, Michael Gonzalez, came and talked to us about how to market to the Hispanic market. Because as we know, we have a great Hispanic market here in Grand Prairie.
Yes, we do.
And I missed that meeting because where was I? I was at our board retreat. But I hear we had a great meeting, and next Friday we're going to go back to our normal format, which is to do some silly game first, and then we'll do our 30-second commercials, and we'll fine-tune ourselves and learn how to network and that kind of thing. But this is a great group, and anyone that is interested in joining the Chamber or is new to the Chamber, this is a perfect place for them to start. Yep.
And all of a sudden they find that they have this disease, that they have to be bonded and really get with all of those people that are at that marvelous breakfast.
We have people who will not miss that meeting.
Oh, that is something.
It's fabulous. Also, I talked about the Chamber Board retreat, and I want to talk about it a little bit because this year we really are talking about what is mission critical for us, which is to promote, strengthen, and expand the business community in Grand Prairie. So we are focused on business and being a resource to our businesses. So we went through our program of work with an eye on which things were mission critical, which things we could improve. And we didn't talk about fundraising much at all because we know that will come if we're doing the right things.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to do our fundraisers, and that's certainly something we have to do to sustain ourselves. But we're going to focus on being a resource for our community. So you're going to see some very interesting programs this year that are different from the ones we've done before, but also are very focused on what we got out of a member survey that we did. We're responding to our members and trying to make sure that we're doing the right thing by them. And our board had a wonderful meeting, and they were very, very good about what they did. We also divided at one point into 3 groups, which were small, medium, and large business. Because if you're on our board of directors, you're representing that segment of business at the board. So we talked about the role of small, medium, large business, about what they expect from the chamber and what the chamber needs to do for them. So we're going to make sure that we hit those marks this year.
Some of we ancient people that have been in this town for so long and are still involved in things, do you find that all of this information that came from this retreat is because we have these wonderful, younger, more affluent young people and all of the things? Is that the reason that we're having all of this change?
Well,
everyone wants change.
Absolutely. I think the thing is that, especially in this last year with the economic downturn, I think people reach out for what they think they can do to make their organization better. But I always think that when your resources are slim, you go back to your core business, and you make sure you're doing that well. So that's what we did. And to your point, I think what our younger members and our younger board representatives brought was the use of new technology.
Yes.
And how we can do, I know people hate to hear about marketing through social media, but I have to tell you, it's a great way to market. You just have to learn how to do it right. And it's not hard. So we're going to be working this year. Some of the things we're going to be doing is removing that veil of ignorance about how to do those things, and that mystique about all the technical things. They're really easy, because as you know, reading an email is not hard. Well, some of these social media things are just that easy. You just have to know some rules to navigate those waters, and you can market your business through social media. So that's one of the things that came up, and I think that's one of the things that came from our younger generation.
I know that I've heard some of the reports from some of the younger people that are into the more recent media. I didn't know what they were talking about till I went home and asked about it to some of my younger people that I have confidence in, that I didn't want them to tell everyone in the world that I was a dummy. And that has helped in a tremendous way.
The chamber's on Facebook.
Yes.
The chamber, you can be linked in on chamber. And also we use something called Constant Contact for our weekly newsletter that helps us stay in touch with our members and have a much more dynamic newsletter. So I think that we're using some of those new technologies, and some of this is brought to us by these younger members. Some of it's brought to us by the fact that we have younger staff now that are in leadership roles. So I think all of what you're saying is exactly right.
Whet the appetite.
That's right.
That's it. That's
right.
wonderful. What's next?
The other, and to that point, we also had a staff retreat where we talked about all the things the board talked about so that we could bring the program to fruition. The next thing I want to talk about is our January luncheon, because we don't have a luncheon in December. We spend the holidays with our families as much as we can.
And you have the big open house at the chamber.
We do, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But in January, we're actually going to install our new officers, recognize our retiring officers and our retiring board members, and initiate our new board members. And so we're going to talk about what's coming up this next year. So I would invite everybody, especially our members, to join us at this meeting to honor these people that volunteer their time to make sure that our business community stays strong here, and also to meet some of our board members.
That's at the RJC.
At the RJC. And the cost for the luncheon is $20, but if you pre-register, it's only $15.
Oh, that's good.
So if people will RSVP by Friday, the 15th of January, they will get a discounted rate of $15.
Everyone likes a bargain.
Yes, they do, and we're trying to give them one.
Yes.
Our annual Christmas open house, Pat Watson and Watson Management Prudential Real Estate always does a beautiful job for us at our open house. They arrange to have the show choirs there, which is a treat.
Oh, yes, that's a treat.
And what we ask is that our guests bring an unwrapped toy, and preferably, we have a preference that they not be guns or anything like that.
Yes.
But an unwrapped toy, an ornament,
And
a canned goods. And then we'll split that between Grand Prairie United Charities, Brighter Tomorrows, and Santa Cop Santa Spot. So we always enjoy that day. We always have a full house, so come and join us.
That's good.
And there's no charge for that other than those items that I mentioned. Community awards.
Yes.
You know, this is important to our community in that we want to recognize the heroes of our community. And a lot of people think that you have to be a chamber member to nominate or you have to be a chamber member to win, and that's not true. All of the awards do not require a chamber membership. So we want anybody who's out in the community who sees these local heroes, if you want to honor them, go on our website, pull the nomination form off, and write the nomination, because we want to honor them. And one of the things we haven't done a good job of in the past is we haven't done a good job of telling you why people were nominated. We've done a great job of telling you why the person won, but not why people are nominated. This year we're going to make sure that we recognize people for their specific acts, so we want to make sure that you know that. But you can go on our website at www.grandprairiechamber.org and pull off that nomination form, or you can call us and we'll get one to you.
You have about a half a minute to tell about Save the Date.
Half a member, Save the Date, State of the City. State of the City address this year is going to be February the 4th. It's going to be at the Ruthie Jackson Center. The rest of the details will follow.
Okay. How about your website? You better tell them about
www.grandprairiechamber.org.
Okay. Is there any last minute thing that you'd like to say in 30 seconds?
I want to say Merry Christmas. Proudly, we honor the fact that this is Christmas season, and we hope that your family has a great one.
It's been wonderful to have you here again today.
Thank you.
God bless the Chamber.
Thank
and
you.
all of the things that you do, and your influence over many of us that would probably be a little bit lazier if we weren't poked by you every now and then to get with it. And you're a good incentive for us to be good to Grand Prairie, Texas.
You're very sweet.
Thank you very much for the Chamber.
Yes, ma'am.
Things that you do, Lynn, it's very special.
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll be right back with the rest of our show.
Yi-ki-yo, get along, little doggy. Would you look at this mess? If I ever get my hands on the yahoos responsible for messing up these beautiful Texas roads, I'm gonna say, moo, moo.
I didn't know longhorns could talk.
Me neither.
Horses, I've seen horses talk.
And pigs, remember that movie?
That was a great movie.
I love that pig.
We're back, and we are excited again. Always when the Grand Prairie Arts Council comes on board, they have all of the ideas in the whole world to make Grand Prairie famous for their particular trade. And that is to show and tell and to be exciting in Grand Prairie, Texas. And we do have the executive director here, Libby Clausen. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having us.
And you brought a majestic lady that's been here only one time before, but we are welcoming her back as if this was the first time that she came to the scene.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
It's that time of year again. It's time for our annual Christmas show, and we are working at the Uptown Theater on Miracle on 34th Street.
Is that next door to your place?
Yes, ma'am. It's next door to the Grand Prairie Arts Council studio. Yes, ma'am. Which, if you go down Main Street right now, our window is beautifully decorated for Christmas.
And your tree died in front of your place.
Yes, it did.
And all of the others now, the frost came along and took all the leaves off of them, so they all look dead.
That's right. Ours is in place.
Well, wonderful.
But that's okay. We are getting in the Christmas spirit with this cold weather.
Yes.
And we are so glad to welcome back Darla Bicknell with us.
Yes.
She was with us. She did Damn Yankees, our summer musical at Chambers Auditorium, before we had a permanent home. And we are so thrilled to have Darla back. She is such a talented actress.
Yes.
And she is a large part of our show, Miracle on 34th Street. So I'm thrilled to have her here to talk about the show today.
Good. Can we start with the majestic one?
Please do.
Yes, okay. Miss Darla, we're so glad to have you back with us.
Thank you so much.
And it's wonderful that you care about the Grand Prairie Arts Council and all of their activities.
I am so excited about being on this new stage. To me, it's brand new.
Yes.
It's great.
And the fact that you have it, that you don't have to clean out everything and move it from one place to the other. And isn't that great?
It is wonderful.
Yes.
Can't wait. And what better way to start the holidays than with this Christmas classic?
Yes, isn't that
so much
wonderful?
fun.
Yes, yes. And it's a prize. You just have fun, and you don't have to pay any money to go when you're the actress of the world. And
That's right.
Right. Tell me about your role.
Well, I play Mrs. Shellhammer, who is the toy department manager of Macy's.
Yes.
And I'm kind of a stinker. All I care about is pleasing Mr. Macy, and
yes.
it's all about him. And so I'm not really nice to some of the children and everybody else because I'm thinking about Mr. Macy and the department. And so, and there's an ongoing war between Gimbel's department store and Macy's department store.
Oh, yes, of course.
And so that's kind of the storyline that I play that part of. But it's a great show. We've got some great actors and actresses in this show. It's going to be so much fun, and a lot of kids in the show.
That is wonderful. Before we get so involved in that, and I ask you about all of the other people that have important roles and etc., tell us about the real you.
The real me.
Yes.
That's a scary
when
thought.
you came to Grand Prairie, Texas, if you're married, if you have children, just a little bit about you so that the people will see you before you become this majestic lady in the activities of the season.
Well, I came to Grand Prairie in the 80s.
Okay.
And we started with the independent school district at Dickinson Elementary School, where my son went.
Yeah.
He started kindergarten and went through the 10th grade here in Grand Prairie.
Yes.
And then we moved off at that time. But during that time, I was very involved with PTA in Grand Prairie.
Yes.
Just got really involved. Went to Truman, and then we went to South Grand Prairie High School. So
Oh, the majestic place.
love it.
Yes. Yes.
So this brings back some great memories for my kiddos and for me to be back in Grand Prairie.
Oh, that is wonderful. We're glad to have you back, and
Thank you.
especially at the Arts Council, aren't we?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
That's
We are
great.
so fortunate to have talented actresses like Darla who care enough to come and participate in the arts in Grand Prairie. And her Grand Prairie connection just makes it a really nice addition for her to come back and work with us. She lives in Red Oak now. So traveling back to Grand Prairie, we're just thrilled to have her.
Yes.
And she also has another connection. Dr. Janelle Bicknell
Yes.
is her cousin.
And
So-
that's Rotary importance. Yes. She has given a multitude of volunteer hours that just really exceeds the numbers in value that we don't even like to talk about on television.
Well, then it must run in the family because Darla is, of course, she is a volunteer for us as well. Our actors are not paid, so she's here giving back to the community in the arts as well.
Well, Darla, before we leave you completely, I'd like to ask you a little bit more about working with the staff.
It's been wonderful. I love to work with Denise Rodriguez. She's awesome to work with. She knows what she wants. She has an idea and is able to bring that to the table and create a beautiful scene for Christmas for us. The man who is doing the set pieces, Matt
Betts.
he is amazing. The set pieces that he's done are just gorgeous. I'm excited about being on stage with them. So it's all working real well. And working with Libby is awesome. She's so organized. She makes us feel at home and peaceful. I love her organization skills. It's great.
All right, now who's going to tell me about the time, date, and place of all of this, and how many opportunities we have to see this if we can see it more than once?
Well, I'll be happy to do that.
All right.
The show runs December 10th through the 12th at 8 p.m. And then December 13th is a Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. And then the next weekend from December 17th through the 19th at 8 p.m. And then December 20th is our final matinee at 2 p.m. So we have 8 performances, so you have plenty of time.
Plenty of time to
come. Yes. And you can go online to our website, which is artsgp.com, and purchase your tickets. You can click and purchase them right there. If you'd rather buy them at the cute little box office there outside the Uptown, if you'll call the theater and leave a message, and they'll let you know when you can come down and purchase. They don't have regular box office hours, so if you'll call first, they'll be happy to give you a call back and let you know. They'd make a reservation for you. You can pay the night you come, or they'll let you know when you can come down to that cute little window outside the Uptown and purchase your tickets. And the tickets are $10, $15, and $20, depending on where you want to sit in the theater. And we, of course, have discounts for students, children, senior citizens. Get a group together of 10 or more, and you also get a $2 discount on your tickets. And there's going to be so much going on at the show. Before the show, come on down with the family and get your picture taken with Santa Claus.
Oh, I see.
We're going to have a fundraiser for $5 benefiting the Arts Council. We have Santa coming and a beautiful set being put up in the lobby. And you can have your picture taken with Santa before the show.
How wonderful.
And we also have a raffle you can be part of. Doug Bryan, our wonderful photographer here in town, has donated a wonderful $500 photo package. And and we're going to be selling raffle tickets for $5 a piece for your chance to win $500 worth of photography from Doug Bryan. You can purchase those while you're there too.
We like to gamble on those things.
Yes. And it benefits a good cause.
Yes,
So
it
when
does.
you're raising money for a nonprofit, a little gambling, I think we can slip that in. And then also we of course have a souvenir ornament you can buy. We have t-shirts you can buy. So there's going to be so much going on.
Any kind of sign up for this?
Oh, well, we of course always need members. We are always asking for members, and you'll find information on that on our website at artsgp.com. We are supported by the city, but not part of the city, so we of course rely on the graciousness of members, and Janelle Bicknell is one of our large supporters, Darla's cousin. So please go on the website and find information on how to become a member. And when you become a member, you get free tickets with the different levels. This would be the perfect time to do that, and you could use those free tickets to come see the show.
That's wonderful. And then spend your other money buying tickets for someone else. Bring them for a Christmas gift.
Yes, absolutely. You may also want to pick up our season tickets for 2010 as a Christmas gift for someone. We have a wonderful 2010 theater season planned, and the tickets are on sale now, and they are so reasonable. So if you want to give someone a really unique gift, a season ticket package for 2010 would be a great way to do that. We're actually, you pay for 4 shows and you get tickets for 6 shows next year.
Oh, good.
So we're thrilled about that. So take a look at that too while you're there.
That's wonderful.
And then we do want people to know there are 50 people in this show this year. A large part of them are go to Grand Prairie schools, are students in Grand Prairie. So please, if you come to the show, you're going to see someone you know on that stage.
Good.
And Denise Rodriguez really wonderful about that. Our Christmas show, she likes it to be a real community event. So we have some really professional actors and actresses like Darla, and then we have brand new people who've never been on the stage before. And it's a really fun environment. It allows those people to work with people like Darla and really get a feel for what acting is all about and really learn a lot and have a really great professional experience.
I need to ask Darla a couple of questions.
Please do.
Would you give me permission to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Darla, I failed to ask you this. Of all of the people that you work with in this magnificent presentation, name me 2 or 3 and why you really are excited about them being in the show, and especially since you're kind of cantankerous as your presentation. Yes.
Well, I like the person who's playing Kris Kringle, which is Rick Lackey. He's doing a great job as playing Kris Kringle. He has charisma and warmth, charming. You're going to fall in love with Santa Claus all over again. I'm getting to work with a couple of new little actors, a little girl named Krista Jackson and her mother Alicia are playing Doris and Susan, the mother and the daughter in Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, how wonderful.
And they're from my neck of the woods. They're from Glen Heights, which is right next to Red Oak.
Right next to Red Oak.
Right. And they're new little actors and actresses, and they're doing a great job on this show. And so I'm excited to get to work with them because they're new and they're from my area, and just a great time. But I love working with everyone I'm working with. I've gotten to work with Lisa Flores and Cindy Newton, and I've worked with them in Damn Yankee, so I'm getting to work with them again. So I'm excited about that.
Well, that's so wonderful. You develop a bonding with some of those that you've played with before in the other presentations.
Right.
And how about working with all of the boys and girls that are in this?
You know, I love children. I teach vocals and acting in Red Oak. And so being around the kiddos is just part of who I am. I teach children. I have a group called Epic Kids. And so I love to work with children and I love to see them experience the theater and to know what it's like and to get to be a part of that. The lights, the camera, the action that takes place when you hit the stage. It's great.
We have exactly 30 seconds if he keeps us at that 1, 2. What else?
We just want everyone to be sure and come out and see Miracle on 34th Street. Quickly, let's let people know on Saturday, December 12th, we are once again presenting the 3rd annual Shining Star Ruthie Awards in honor of Ruthie Jackson. It does honor the shining stars of the arts in Grand Prairie. And we have 12 different categories that we honor folks who have served the Arts Council as well as the arts in general in our community. And you inspired us to come up with these awards, and we are hoping you will be there again as our special guest and mistress of ceremonies. The public is invited to come at 6 p.m. into the lobby on December the 12th before our holiday show and be part of our dessert reception and see
Is
the
this a
folks that we're
costly
honoring.
affair?
It's free.
Oh,
Please come.
this is free.
Come to the Uptown on December the 12th, which is Saturday, 6 p.m. Enjoy a dessert reception, see who our big winners are, and then stay that evening and see the show.
Oh,
It'll be a very nice evening. And so
But they have to buy a ticket to go to the show.
Yes, ma'am, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, we do want you to buy a ticket for the show, but that would be a great night to put it all into one evening.
Yes, it would. It was really. I want to thank y'all very much for being here today and caring enough about Grand Prairie that it becomes a little bit more cultured than it was 25 or 30 years ago. You have been majestic with the leadership that you portray with that, and we're just so thankful that you brought Miss Darla with you. Isn't that exciting? There's a lot of good things happening about Red Oak. I could give you a good story about Red Oak, but Mr. Don Johnson would cut us off. And thank y'all for being here again. Y'all are precious. You are really precious to Grand Prairie, Texas. And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you that it's happening in Grand Prairie because that is the will of the season. Thank you for being with us and watching our show.